I cooked this wrong, so it's like really watery. Are you ready to start the interview? Amazing. Hello, my name is Irene. I'm a sophomore here at the college studying HCRB on the pre-med track and with a minor in econ. And I'm so excited to be here.
And what made you agree to this interview today?
I think people need to know the truth. And people need to know the truth from someone who has lived it. She was not really a student here. Even though she lived in the same space, she was my roommate. She had an ID, so she could get everywhere. She was enrolled in classes. She was involved in the IOP. And all along, I had no idea. I literally did not even think about it until I showed up one day and the police were at my door.
I burnt it to a crisp. Can you hand me the napkins?
Okay, so what's your name?
Kizzy.
And what's your major here?
Wait, do you want me to look at you? Usually when I speak to the news, they want me to look at that. Okay. I've done this before.
And what made you agree to this interview today?
It's been a couple months since I got a media request, so I don't know. Especially with everything going on right now, I want to support like journalism, free speech, and everything. So
She was very just normal, just like an average Joe here at Harvard. I don't know what that means, but she was like just a regular student here, or so I thought, because she was, again, like I said, like enrolled in the courses, involved in so many different extracurriculars here, and so she was so networked in here, like probably even more networked than I am. She convinced everyone. I have no idea. I think it has a lot to do with confidence, because if you walk into a room with as much conviction as she did and take up as much space and are as sure of yourself, people won't ask questions.
like she had a certain freshness that Harvard students don't usually have, but she also had like a suspiciousness to her, and but honestly, like, I didn't really know her that well, so I can only judge her based on like my two experiences with her. By the way, I come from, it's called Manhasset, New York, and like everyone there is like, it's just like such a big like squash town. And like, just the fact that she didn't even know like how to like even start the game off, or like what like certain, like how you score a point, like she just didn't know. And like I had to ask her, I was like, did you actually, like, are you actually even from like America?
My name is Eris.
And what made you agree to the interview today?
I knew other people would be telling their stories, and I wanted to tell my own because they would twist it in their own ways, and I think the only one who could tell my story is myself.
And then can you briefly summarize what we're here to talk about today?
We're here to tell the story of my little vacation to Harvard College, and how I sat in on a couple of classes, and how I decided to make a couple of friends and go to a couple of parties and join a couple of clubs, I guess.
Why do you think somebody would be compelled to fake like being something?
I mean, everyone wants what we have, you know, like, I always say this, like, the reason why the poor kids get into Harvard is because they, like, want so badly what we've had in our family for generations. And, like, for me, it's like, we've worked so hard for this, and, like, coming to this school is so important in my family. Like, it's just something that people will never understand. But like everyone wants to, of course, right? Like, what is America without Harvard?
I do think that it has a lot to do with some sort of validation. I think she really missed that maybe in high school, maybe in other parts of her life, maybe, I mean, I guess she auditioned and got into the a cappella here, but I know that she talked about a lot of experiences in high school where she was rejected from a lot of musical endeavors, and also like academic endeavors as well. And so I think that comes from a place of not feeling like she was enough just as herself, and needing this one thing to kind of elevate her and her thought of her, like how she thought of herself, I guess, and how others view her as well. Talented musician. I was going to go to Harvard. I'm going to be a lawyer. I was going to protect her in any ways that she wanted to be protected via the law. And then we were both going to be successful in both our respective fields. Going to make a lot of money, get married, have kids. Our kids were going to get married. And then it was going to be just like we were going to have the perfect lives together and stay friends forever and get out of our small little town and like just move on to like bigger things, and that just didn't happen.
Got it. Okay. I met Eris in second grade. In seventh grade, she wrote me this little letter. It was for the class, and our teacher had asked us to write a gratitude letter for Thanksgiving. And it was around this time last year, actually. She wrote me this little letter. It's really sweet. I'll read it out. Dear Jade, we met in second grade at Kayla's birthday party, which means now we've been friends for 5 years. I'm so happy that it's you. Now that we have been friends for this long, I know that we will be friends for forever. Wherever I go, I hope you're by my side. Thank you for everything. Eris. Yeah, she was really sweet. She is really sweet. I miss her a lot. She was my best friend, and I want to make sure that I'm able to tell her side of the story. She's a really sweet person. I want to make sure that comes through.
Do you feel like you belonged among the students here after spending some time here?
God, no. Oh my gosh. Once I met these students, actually, no. And I think it would be an insult to say that I actually belonged amongst the ranks of these children. I'm happy that I was caught, because that means that I didn't belong amongst them. There's a sense of arrogance that is very prominent in Harvard, and you're not learning how to adult here. And I think that there's going to be a rude awakening once you actually enter the real world.
She got really, really, really just completely obsessed with school. And like studying classes, I would want to go off and do things and like go to parties and have fun and meet new people, and she strictly just wanted to be home and study. And her nose was always in a book, which was fun at the time, but she kind of just, it wasn't like she stopped wanting to be my friend, but it was like she stopped wanting to hang out with me because she'd prefer to do her homework. But I guess that's the making of a Harvard student or somebody at an Ivy League, right?
Yeah, and I don't think that Harvard is the best. Like, I understand that college is supposed to be that 4-year escape from reality, but I think Harvard is too much of an escape, and that's not okay. This is like a story that so many people know about, and like sometimes I don't really want the attention. Like, people are like coming up to me asking me all this stuff about, oh, do you know her, whatever. And sometimes, most of the time, I just lie and I'm like, no, who's that? Because I really don't want to get into a whole another thing, just because it is still a sensitive topic for me to talk about, I think. And yeah, and I don't really feel like comfortable talking to too many people about it. I think that this was just meant to be a 1-year excursion for me, and I think that now that I've been caught, I've had the adventure that I wanted to have, and I've seen the other side, like, I've seen that the grass on the other side is not actually greener.
It's not really a big deal to me. Of course, it's like, you know, a headline for like the New York Times, but me, like my friends, we don't really care about that. We were never a part of like that world anyway, and I mean, yeah, we pity those who actually care.
I think that she's been getting this really bad rep recently, and I think it's important for everyone to know that the best friend that I know and the person that I know was a really sweet person with simple pleasures and simple desires and stuff that she just loved. She was normal, and she just happened to do this one thing. She was just very motivated and she had big dreams.
Okay.